What is up? Welcome to the second edition of the vlog. If you're watching this, you want to know how to book your first college gig. I know when I was an up-and-coming comic, this always felt very mystifying to me as I saw other artists tour, and I wish there was a playbook, and I wish somebody had showed me how to do it. So that's what this is. And a little bit about my experience in this realm. I've been doing the college touring market for a little over 4 years. I've done upwards of 100 college shows in those 4 years. And it has probably changed my life and allowed me to be a full-time comedian. So step into my course, and you will get this info for free. I'm going to break it down into 3 steps. Step number 1, what is performing at a college, and more specifically, what is NACA? Step number 2, how do you submit to NACA? Step number 3, showcasing at NACA. I'm going to be saying the word NACA a lot. Because NACA is probably the number one way you are going to book schools and colleges to perform at. And listen up, the college touring market pays really well. Don't believe me? Ask this person.
Let's say like monetarily, how has this affected your lives doing NACA?
Well, it's where all your bookings usually come from, unless your agent's going to call and they have a good relationship with that school that they can call them directly and get them to book you. But you're showcasing your personality, so all your bookings come mostly from this.
And then would you say a large portion of the money you make in your career comes from this, or no?
Me personally, yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. No, totally. And unless you have like a solid sphere of influence with people like that, you know, in your immediate circle, there's no better way to get bookings than a NACA or other conventions like this.
This is also how everybody gets their start. Not everybody, but you listen and you see other comedians. You're like, oh shit, they did NACA also. Like a college market, man, this make good money. Just got to leave town for a little bit.
You know, they pay.
Would you say that it has financially helped you? I guess I'm going to use the word relax. I know when I started doing this, after I started doing this, I was able to quit my day job.
Yeah, definitely lines your pockets so you don't have to think about going to a day job for sure.
Okay.
Where do we even start with this? Where do I even begin? Step number 1, what is NACA? NACA is the National Association of Campus Activities. So if you've ever been to college and some comedian or magician or any sort of entertainer comes to your school and you're like, how did this person come to be here? How did this happen? Who are you? The NACA is one of the main reasons why that person is there. But let's talk a little bit more about it. NACA is actually broken down into 7 regions. And then there is also a big one called Nationals, which is basically all of those combined in one big old showcase. Sometimes schools can't make it to their particular region, and they just save their money to go to the Nationals because it might be closer to where they are from. This year it happened to be in Hartford, Connecticut. You go to the convention center there. There are several hundred students from a handful of schools from that region, and they will watch different types of performers, speakers, and any sort of live entertainment act. And based on those performances, they will book you at a later date to come to their school and do a full version. Step number 2, submitting to NACA. There's 2 ways to submit to NACA. You can submit on your own, but that costs a lot of money and you're taking a lot of risk. In my experience, I recommend having somebody submit on your behalf. I'm talking about an agent, a management company, or some sort of third-party company that deals with NACA directly. What are these agencies looking for? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because I actually have interviews with some of the agencies from NACA, from when I was there, which I will cut to right now.
Do you have any advice for any artist, whether it's a magician, musician, comedian, who is submitting or wanting to perform? Let's talk about the tape, for example. Like the tape that somebody would submit under your roster. Do you have any advice about that?
I would certainly keep in mind that the college market's very specific. So if you're looking to book college shows, know that the demographic for the students is very different than a club or a venue. So just keeping that in mind with your content and your material and your message.
You're saying keep it relatively clean, relatable to 18 to 22-year-olds.
Yeah, I would just keep it in mind. It doesn't have to be completely G-rated or anything, but it just keep that in mind because there's also different needs that they have. So
Do a little bit of research, kind of figure out what's booking on campuses, and then make sure your content relates to what you know is well received.
I can only speak to our agency and my experience. We get submissions every week, almost every day, so we review them when they come in, so there's not a specific timeline or like a season, so submit when you have your stuff ready.
When you're looking for an artist, does it matter if they have like a long list of credits or resumes, or if you look at their tape or their performance, is the content more important for you?
I think it's a little bit of everything. The content is definitely very important. Also, kind of what the roster needs, what's going over well in the market. I think there's a variety of factors. And like Hayden said, we get submissions all the time. But I would recommend also looking into how the agency accepts submissions. Make sure you do some research. If their website has a submission form, submit through there versus like cold calling, because it might be better received through the website, kind of the process.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just sent through the email. Because I think most websites have a spot like, hey, artists submit here, right?
Now you're probably saying to yourself, Morgan, but I don't have an agent. How do I get an agent? You just talk about it like it's so easy. I am going to tell you how I got my agent. I emailed somewhere around 30 to 40 college agents or managers. Where did I find these email addresses? Where did I find these places to submit? I literally just Googled college performing agency, college performing management. For this world, a lot of these agencies and management companies actually have a place where you can submit, and they do watch submission. People did get back to me. Some of them were really nice, and they said they weren't looking for somebody like me. They didn't think that I was ready, or they didn't think this or that or XYZ. There was all these reasons why they didn't want me. But what does a submission look like? I'm going to show you what my cold email looked like. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the tape. What makes a good tape? How long should the tape be? I'm going to show you the first 90 seconds of my submission tape that got me an agent, and that also got me into NACA. If you don't want to watch the 90 seconds, that's fine. Skip ahead. But I'm only going to show you 90 seconds because I want to make a point. This is a song about text fighting, and it's called ... 7 o'clock on a Friday, I'm all alone. Gonna text my girlfriend on her iPhone. Hey babe, do you wanna go see a movie? By the way, she hits me back. Tonight I'm not free. What you doing? I'm going dancing. Can I come? No. Tonight it's just me and my girlfriends. Well, maybe after I can see you. I'll wait a moment or two and then I see ... and then the typing stops. It gets worse, bro. What was she gonna say? I need to know. Maybe I miss you, then she dropped her cell phone. There's got to be a good explanation, but then again she hasn't used an exclamation point in like 3 days. Instead, at the end of all her sentences, she uses periods. I thought she loved me. I gotta know, girl, why so serious? And she stopped. Welcome back! I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of that tape. It's not my best performance, but I'm going to tell you what works about it. It looks good. It sounds good. There's no profanity. It's relevant in the sense that it might resonate with younger students. And finally, it shows that I have a little bit of talent. If you don't agree, that's fine. But that submission led me to booking 40 colleges in my first year of doing that circuit. Okay, this is important information. Take notes. How much does it cost to submit to NACA? This is just the opportunity for somebody to watch your tape. They are going to watch at most 3 minutes of your video. It goes through 2 rounds of viewing. Round number 1, they will only watch 90 seconds of your video, which is why I showed you that tape and the first 90 seconds of it. Round number 2, they will watch 3 minutes. How much does it cost for a group of people to watch 90 seconds of your tape that you worked so hard on? I will tell you. It is $150 per submission if you submit through an agency or a management company. Let's say you submit and then by some grace of the universe, you get in. If you get invited to perform at a conference, it will cost you $375 to do a 10-minute performance. Me personally, I always submit as an MC. What does that mean? It means I will perform for 25 minutes and MC one of the showcases. How much does it cost to accept an invitation to perform for 25 minutes at a NACA conference? It is $575. That is for the regional conferences. How much is it for the national conference? To accept an invitation to perform for 10 minutes at a national conference, it is going to cost you $750. If you are a host or an MC of one of the showcases, and that is what you're submitting for, it is going to cost you $1,850 to attend this conference. Plus $150, that's $2,000 before I even go. I'm not even including how much it costs to actually fly yourself out there, feed yourself, and house yourself in a hotel or an Airbnb, which easily tax on anywhere between $500 to $800. You're probably asking yourself, Morgan, why would you spend so much money to go to these things? Because the minimum price you can charge to have a school book you at their university is at minimum $1,000. So let's say you go do this conference, you book 2 schools. That pays for all the money you've already put into the showcase. Book 10 of those. How much money is that? That's 10 grand. And you get to do what you love. I'm actually going to show you my rate and explain how the rates work. What we're looking at right now is a page from one of the booklets that you get when you go to a NACA conference. This booklet is going to show you every act at the conference that you see over the weekend. It's going to show you their pricing, their bio, their representation, a little photo. There's even a place for the students to take notes as they're watching the showcase. So it has all the information somebody booking you would need in order to bring you to their school. If we focus on the top left, we have my bio, my photo, and then right on the bottom of that is my pricing. And I'm gonna go through what these mean. So we have the virtual price since the pandemic hit. This is an option that just recently became available, so you could book somebody for a virtual price. We have the single date price. That's $2,000 plus. That little SLRM is like the hotel, travel, things like that. 3 and 5 and the 5 and 7 on those next 2. That's basically if, let's say, 3 schools in Texas want to book you. Those schools can communicate that to each other, and then they can book you at a discounted rate. Same thing with 5 and 7. Let's say you're doing a show in Delaware, Tennessee, Atlanta, and you do these shows, a couple days in a row. These schools could book you for a discounted rate because, rather than me flying back and forth from LA to Nashville and LA to Delaware, you can book these schools all in a row. But those are my rates. Those are pretty standard. You could look at some of the other rates on this page. When you get to do this, you can be competitive. You can be on the cheap side. Your agent's kind of going to guide you and ask you what you want to charge, So let's move on to step number 3, which includes a lot of footage from the actual conferences that took me hours to sift through so that you could watch here on YouTube and hopefully enjoy. So what are the 2 main things you have to focus on NACA? Number 1 is the actual showcase. This is the time that you go on stage and you perform for the students. And then the second part of it is called marketplace. And both of these segments are incredibly important, and I'm going to tell you why. The showcase, for obvious reasons, you have to be funny, you have to be entertaining, you have to be engaging. And if you don't want to take my word for it, here are a couple of interviews with actual college students talking about what they are looking for when they are booking an act.
And what are you guys looking for when you're booking talent for your school?
Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazingness?
Yeah.
What do you guys look for when you're trying to bring an act to your school?
For me personally, I like to look for someone who's like super engaging, which we were spot on today about just making sure that people are staying engaged the whole time and like being able to have a good time but like get serious when needed, but just keeping people engaged the whole time really, and that kind of thing.
No, I second that, especially with like college stuff. Like when a college student does come to a place, like you want them to be awake and like not regret it, and it's just like when you're having fun, when you're laughing, when it's funny.
Do you guys have like a big budget for bringing talent to the school? Like how often are you doing events at your school?
Monthly, we're doing about like 2 or 3 events. So our budget is able to,
2 to 3 events a month?
Yeah.
You're talking, you bring in like comedians and musicians?
Yeah, pretty big events throughout.
Okay, cool.
Number 2, the marketplace. The marketplace is your time to get to know these students, and they just want to be your friend.
Jason, you came up to me trembling, bro. What's going on? Tell us what's happening right now.
I'm just a really big fan. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on right now, but I'm just a really big fan. I was really excited. I started working here. It was like a last minute thing, and so it's just one of those things where like, I'm kind of nervous, but also really excited. It's really great that I get to meet you because you're really cool and you're really amazing. So yeah, that's what's going on right now.
Brush up on your social skills and just reach out to these people, say hello. The fact that you're even talking to them is a big deal because they're going to probably remember that more than they actually remember your performance. I'm serious. Some advice for you when you're at Marketplace. If you have the money to do this, I advise it. Bring some stickers, bring some cards, bring some merch. Bring something to give to the students so they come to your booth and talk to you.
So, make that one for you. I'll drop mine. One for you. Okay, guys, so we have some students from where?
Notre Dame!
Notre Dame, and they brought me a gift. What does this say?
NACA Daddy!
Why don't you go ahead and slap that on my wrist? And we have officially been dubbed the NACA Daddy.
I think they need to show their shirt.
And then why don't we show the shirts? I love DILFs. That's dads I'd like to fuck. Is that right?
Something like that.
Yo, these students are sus. And y'all just saw me showcase at the 2:30 showcase. What did you guys think?
I thought it was hilarious.
I loved it. Your ... it was so catchy. We were singing it.
Oh my God, that makes me feel fantastic. So is there anything specifically you guys are looking for when you're watching the people showcasing or in general here at NACA? Who should I talk to first? Should I talk to the president? Talk to you?
Damn, just like that. We look for people who are entertaining, that will entertain like our campus. Like we have a really different campus compared to some of the other schools here. So what we look for is like energy.
Can I ask what makes your campus different?
Everything. The size, the people, the student body, the energy.
How would you describe the energy?
It's lit.
The energy is lit at Temple University.
Energy is lit at Temple University. Okay. And so we look for somebody who could like definitely engage with the crowd and like get everybody pumped up and hype, can make people laugh, stuff like that.
Yeah. Are you looking for mostly comedians or anything in general?
Anything in general. What's your favorite university so far?
Low-key, I love...
Only one right answer, so let's not...
Low-key, I love Temple University.
All right, that's what I thought. Go out!
Let's go! All right, I appreciate you guys.
So you have the actual showcase and you have the sound check. A couple of things about sound check. You have to show up on time. If you don't show up on time, you will forfeit your spot and they will give it to somebody else. There's something called alternates at the showcases. Those people are first alternate, second alternate, third alternate in the event that somebody cannot show up or make it to the showcase.
If you book this show, you will never get an alternate.
When you do a sound check, you get 15 minutes to sound check.
So here we are, guys. We're doing the sound check. Just waiting for the microphone. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that's the monitor. Okay. 7 o'clock on a Friday, I'm all alone. Can you turn the monitor down a little bit? A little advice that somebody told me: when you do these showcases, it's good to wear something very colorful, so that way the students can find you after you get off stage. Zach and Ethan making us sound sexy as fudge. I think that's all I need.
All right, man. That's all you need. That's all I need.
Hey, thanks so much, man.
You do your sound check, you come back several hours later, and then you do the showcase. Advice for showcasing: do not swear during your showcase. Do not go over time during your showcase. Try to bring a lot of energy to your showcase, and do not bomb during your showcase. Do your best to bring energy, be positive, have a good time. They wouldn't have brought you to the conference if they didn't think you could achieve this or do these things. Okay, one of the things I want to talk about is that when you showcase and you're performing for the students here, is there's a big timer on stage right here. This is the timer that lets you know how much time you have left. If you're a comedian, nobody lights you, nobody tells you when to get off. It's a big no-no. Do not go over the times. In my experience, it's better to just go under. Give time back to the room. leave them wanting more. One thing you need to know about the showcases, over the course of the weekend, there's about 5 or 6 showcases. They happen at every time of day. I'm talking morning, noon, and night. If you showcase on day number 1, you are going to have a leg up. By the end of the week, a lot of these students are going to have made their decisions, you know, and if you're on the last showcase, which is a Saturday night, 7 o'clock, they've already seen, 20, 30 other performers. They've already picked the people they like. They may not care. In the comments, let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you learned a lot. Let me know if you want more videos like this. Let me know if you want to learn more about the industry, more about becoming a working comedian, what it takes. Hit me in the comment section. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. I am Morgan J. This has been the vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. Go out there, book some schools.
Yo! Okay, so here's the deal. I am vlogging this whole experience from start to finish, how to book a college, okay? So I want you guys to make a lot of noise on the count of 3 in the crowd so people know what's up. You guys ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, make a lot of noise! I have one more song. This one is, by the way, I have a bunch of like naughtier songs on Spotify and iTunes. I got one about eating booty, which I will. No. Guys, there's 5 minutes of this part of the song.